Okay, so let's get started by creating an integrator account on Kotani Pay APIs. All right, I would go to kotanipay.com or does.kotanipay.com. In this first banner on kotanipay.com, I can see read documentation. I'll click on that to access the Kotani Pay documentation site. I would proceed to read the product documentation to get a fair idea of what I'm dealing with. Then I'll proceed to the API documentation. All right, so within this API documentation, you can see the staging base URL. You can copy this URL and access it via Postman, Insomnia, or any other tool that you use. I'm going to proceed to stay here and do all this demo for you. All right, I'll click on check, the health of Kotani Pay platform, and I can see every endpoint is up and running. So I'll proceed to create my integrator account. To create my integrator account, I'll go to the create integrator endpoint and make a post request. Okay, I would input my organization name. I will input my first name, my last name, email address, my phone number next after my email address. And the email address is so important, remember, because that is what you use to access your account. Okay, I'll input my phone number starting with +233, and I'll input GHS as my country code for Ghana. All right, that said, I can see the preview right here. I can proceed to click on try it, okay, which would make a post request to creating my integrator account. Okay, and that's a successful response. I will then proceed with my integrator account being created to authenticate myself. I'll click on authentication, and I'll input the email address that I use in creating my integrator account. Okay, I'll then click on try it. Okay, this would access the staging endpoint. Okay, and that's it. Authentication has begun. I'll go to my email address and I can see that a link was sent. I'll click on this login link that came with it and copy the access token. Okay, so I'll use this access token to provision my API keys. Perfect. All right. Once I'm done copying this, I'll head back to the API documentation and I'll provision my API key. I'll click on create API key. Okay, and I'll paste in the access token, all right, that I received, and I'll click on try it. This will then provision an API key for me successfully, so I can copy this particular key and paste it, or save it in a secure location in order to be able to access the various endpoints for Kotani Pay. So see you in the next episode.